Over the last 7 years, our city leaders have spent millions on studies, but were they necessary and did they get anything done? Let's talk about it. We love a good study here at Fix Our City Different. If they're done correctly, they can identify problems and provide solutions. One great example of a study is the MPO Neighborhood Safety Sidewalk Survey that was completed in 2022. They had over 50 immediate action items the city needed to take in order to ensure street safety in District 4. But good government requires action, and just like so many topics studied, after nearly 3 years, only one is in progress with money from the state, 6 were proposed in 2024, but only 2 have been completed. Good government is also listening to the experts and not wasting taxpayer dollars by repeating expensive studies. There's no doubt we got some great suggestions for traffic calming measures, but a lot of the recommendations and planning suggestions were just an extension of these. The same can be said about our homeless epidemic. Since 2007, we've studied that population 3 times, and yet the situation just keeps getting worse. And for some reason, we keep having to study salaries and pay equity for city staff. Seriously, City Hall has been studying compensation and classification since at least 2009 and paid almost $300,000 to update those numbers in 2017 with a new study. According to City Council minutes, that study was supposed to be comprehensive and include gender equity and pay, but it didn't. We learned this because 2 years later, our local union presented their own plan to ensure pay equity. And a year after that, our first responders submitted their own study to prove they had no pay equity. But did all the staff start to be fairly compensated? No. Instead, our city leaders decided to keep studying it. They spent another $140,000 on a compensation study, then chose to establish an Office for Equity and Inclusion, plus another $11,000 for a city employee survey, then another $60,000 for an equity and inclusion study, all before some of those impacted staff saw their first pay raise. If you're doing the math, that's over $500,000 spent on a task any HR should be more than capable of determining. We studied nutrient removal for the wastewater treatment plant in 2017 and again in 2019, but that didn't result in safe treated effluent to discharge or sell. So why have our city leaders repeatedly spent hundreds of thousands for studies on water reuse when they know it can't be done until the first problem is resolved? To add insult to injury, they also spent taxpayer dollars on 2 studies for their cogeneration interconnection that never happened. Even studies on our libraries, intersections, and stormwater still take years to implement, unless it's a fee that we pay for city services or building homes. That's right. Over the last 7 years, this administration has repeated studies on water, waste, and impact fees that all suggested raising fees. So they did, or are in process. The truth, our city leaders have used studies and plans to avoid taking action, and that has led to crumbling infrastructure, unsafe streets, and continued staff shortages. Santa Fe doesn't need any more studies to identify problems because they're already widely known and well documented. All that's missing at City Hall is the leadership and will to fix it. Talk soon.